So this week I'm going to be doing a two-part video on if you should pay off your mortgage early. Today I'm going to go over a bunch of different ways that people do. And then on Thursday, I'm going to talk about what the next step in my wife and I's lives are going to be of our debt-free journey. So let's get to today's video. Hello everyone, welcome to Step 1 Finance. Guys, if you're not subscribers, if you could do that, hit the notification bell so you know when I post videos, leave comments, and gently tap the like button. I appreciate all you guys that are watching and following my channel. It's much appreciated. If you go on YouTube and you type in how to pay off your mortgage early, there is tons of different ways that people do it. Some people just absolutely make it more complicated than it needs to be. So the first thing I'm going to go over is Dave Ramsey. Dave Ramsey has his 7 baby steps to get out of debt. So before you start anything, I mean, technically he could say 8 steps, because before you start anything, you want to be current with all your bills. If you're behind on any bills in the house, you need to be current with them before you even start baby step 1. So after you become current with your bills, baby step 1 is to get yourself an $1,000 emergency fund. In case anything happens, you have the cash to pay that. So step 2 is to pay off all your debts except your mortgage, and he uses the debt snowball method. In my red series of videos, video number 4, I go over the debt avalanche and the debt snowball. I always leave everything up to decision on this channel. I'm never forcing one thing down your throat. So that's why I'm going to give you a bunch of different scenarios. So step 2 is to pay off all your debts except the mortgage. Step 3 is to save 3 to 6 months of living expenses. Step 4 is to put 15% towards investments for retirement. Step 5 is to start saving for your kids' college funds. Step 6 is to pay off your house. And step 7, he's saying to build wealth and donate. So that's Dave Ramsey's 7 baby steps to becoming financially free. I'm going to now talk about Kevin OLeary, also known as Mr. Wonderful from Shark Tank. I'm going to talk about what he thinks that you should do. So Kevin OLeary says that he thinks that you should pay off your house ASAP. And the reason why he thinks that you should do that, it is probably your biggest balance that you're paying off every month. So it's your biggest payment. If anything were to happen to you within the course of the years, you lose a job or whatever, he's saying having that paid off is going to be huge. Because then if you get another job for like a lower rate, you could start tackling those lower balances, because pretty much everything other than you have is going to be those lower balances and lower monthly payments. So getting rid of the mortgage and getting it out of your system he's saying is the best way to go. Totally opposite end of Dave Ramsey, right? Dave Ramsey says to do that on step 6. And Kevin OLeary saying step 1, pay off the mortgage ASAP. Start making extra principal payments as soon as you get your mortgage. Another reason why he's saying that you should do this is because as of in the last couple years, the tax code has changed with your mortgages. You're not getting as much tax breaks as you usually did back in the day when you were allowed to itemize up to a certain extent. So I'm not going to get into that too much, but just the tax breaks are not there like they used to be with the mortgage. So there's no reason to keep your mortgage, in his opinion. And with that being your biggest monthly payment, he's saying you could do the most damage with your investments. You could pay off the rest of your debt whenever you pay off your mortgage very quickly, and then you could have tons of money going towards your investments for the rest of your life. He also says that he thinks you should be out of debt by 45 years old. That just gives you something to think about. To build that wealth, you guys need to be smart from the beginning. And I always say on this channel, we were never taught from the beginning, so please start teaching your kids the proper way of not accumulating debt at an early age. And another thing he talks about, it's like over 70% of retirees are retiring with a mortgage. That right there, that should be enough to, maybe think Kevin OLeary's not full of crap. I mean, that's ridiculous that many people are retiring with a mortgage. So if you go on, guys, there's other ways of doing things. People get really into their videos. I'm not gonna point out who they are, but there's people that go through a HELOC strategy where you're taking out the equity on your house, paying it on your mortgage, which is annuitized, so you're paying down that interest quicker. And I mean, I'm not going to get into that. It can work, but guys, just pay extra money. If you're going to pay off your house early, just pay extra money on it. And then there's other videos talking about how, if you put credit cards, using your credit cards to... I'm not even going to get into it because I don't want to sit here. If we were, in a bad way, if you guys are in debt, the last thing I need to do is explain some extravagant thing. That's one thing that's nice about, Dave Ramsey's way is he just simplifies things. You do not want to overcomplicate your life. Keep things simple. sit there and play around with a HELOC and credit cards and all that stuff and possibly, doing something wrong and getting yourself deeper in debt. I just don't think it's worth it. Work a second job, work overtime like Dave Ramsey says, get yourself out of debt, and then you could stop working that overtime and second job. Do what you have to do to demolish your debt and then be comfortable in life. So in my video that's coming up on Thursday, I talk about all the time, I always just sit down and I weigh out my options. There's times I change my mind. I might say I'm going to do one thing and then 2 months later I said, you know what, I don't think this is going to work for us. I think we should do it this way. As long as I'm heading in the right direction or you guys are heading in the right direction, it does not matter whose avenue you're taking. It doesn't matter if you're following Kevin OLeary's way or Dave Ramsey's way or, someone that's saying that used a HELOC as a strategy or using credit, whatever works for you, okay? I'm just going to tell you what I recommend and what I don't think you should do, and I just think you should just keep things simple. But as long as you're headed in the right direction, so every year, at the end of the year, as long as you're not deeper in debt and you're more out of debt, then you keep going in the direction that's going to help you. So today, like I said, just a different couple ways of the strategies that you could get yourself out of debt on your mortgage. And on Thursday, I'm going to break down more of what I think you guys should do and what we're going to do on our next step. So that's it for today, guys. Like I said, leave comments down below, subscribe, and give me a thumbs up if you guys enjoyed the video. And I will see you guys on Thursday. Have a good day.